I'm going to show you one of the techniques you can use in guitar making. That's bending the sides by hand. I've got my blackwood here. I've sanded it down to 2mm. I've got my mould, which the sides will sit into as I bend them. I've got a spray bottle with some water, and I've got my hot pipe, my bending pipe, just here. One of the things too I've already done, I've already cut out the actual angle on the back. So that's going to be the back of the guitar, that's going to be the top. And again, as I bend, I'll be putting it into the actual jig that way. So this is quite fun to do. I actually enjoy bending them by hand. You'll feel the timber, and again, the only way I can describe it, it will sort of give underneath your hand as you're pushing down. Now, don't push hard, especially doing it for the first time, or you will snap the actual timber. It's not a bad idea, obviously, to practice on some scrap, and even maybe practice on some timber that hasn't got so much fiddleback through it, so the grain is not so wavy. Something with a bit more straight grain, you might want to try something like Queensland maple or even Blackheart sassafras. That's a little bit softer to bend. So what we do is get your spray bottle. I'm going to start on the front or the upper bout here, this section here first. You can start on the back if you like, whichever way sort of works for you. So I'm just going to spray it with some water. And then I'm going to place it onto the pipe. You can see how the timber's just giving way. I'm really not pushing down very, very hard at all. And I'm just letting the heat and the water bend it into shape. It's when you start to force it, that's when you can get in trouble. So don't force it. So I've done the upper bout, now I'll come back and bend the waist. So I'll do the reverse, just here. You can hear it sizzling, so it's nice and hot. So be careful not to touch the pipe. Now I've started to get a curve there, so I'm going to do this one now, and I'll have a rough shape of the guitar side, and then I'll finalise it and get it where it has to be. So I'm going to go this way now, go the opposite way. So you can do your bindings like this, you can do your linings on the inside of the guitar like this. I'm going to go a little bit more into this waist here so I can pull that back. Just a little bit more in there. So you work out where you have to bend it purely by pulling it into the mould. Now I could just clamp that in like it was when we took it out of the side bending jig. And again, just putting some timber down there, pulling it in, squaring it up, and then just letting it dry. Once you do pop those clamps off, if it does need a little bit more, again, get the hot pipe out and just bend it a little bit more. Yeah, it's fitting in really nicely now. So I'd clamp that and it's done. And there you go. So as you saw, it doesn't take that long to do, and it's really quite easy. It's not a hard technique to learn. As I say, start off with a piece of scrap, something a little bit smaller, a little bit narrower, and you'll get the feel of the hot pipe. That's mainly just to get the feel of the way it bends. And then when you go to do your guitar, obviously you get the timber you're going to use and bend it into shape. So I'd leave that again overnight, a good 12 hours or more, just to really dry. And if it does spring out, just get the hot pipe out and just do a little bit more bending.